You are listening to the Drag Dungeon Podcast with your hosts, Jay and John.
Hey, welcome back to the broadcast, your favorite podcast. You asked for this shit if you're easily offended. We don't recommend it. You asked for this shit, so here it is.
Let's talk about RuPaul's Drag Race UK versus the world, episode 4. What's up, John?
What's up, Jay? I thought you'd never ask.
I know. I'm so excited to talk about this episode.
This show is
so
good.
Oh my god.
Well, last week was traumatizing for us as Jimbo fans.
It was traumatizing. Ridiculous is not even the word.
But I will say things took a turn for the better this week. So I wasn't hate it. I'm not going to hate for an hour. I'm not. I'm totally prepared.
Well,
and
I may.
Okay.
So we'll see.
All right. Let's fight, bitch.
Let's fight. Bring it on, whore.
I want to fight.
Okay, so let's see. The very beginning, they talk about Jimbo being sent home, and Pangina, says that. Oh, and also Pangina was on Why She Black's drag yearbook and totally was spewing off lies about how she didn't get rid of Jimbo because of that she was competition.
Girl, don't even start with that.
Yeah, she re-upped on the whole Jujubee did better thing, which is such a bunch of lies. Pangina, this is worse than getting eliminated and disappointing your country. This is worse.
Much
lying
worse.
To us all.
Because now you have zero integrity in my book.
None. 0. Okay, so let's see. We find out that Janie chose Juju to go home. She chose Juju's lipstick, which is correct.
Correct.
And it's fun to hear Janie basically contradict everything that Pangina just said.
It is. And you know what? I respect Janie a little more each week, even though her drag is not my favorite. Her personality and her choice of lipstick, it's making me like her. And she's a cute guy, too, which helps.
I agree. At least she isn't, a lame ass. You know what I mean?
Right,
She's not lame.
She stands for something. It's not always what I love, but that yellow dress was god-awful. But, she pulled out that Jujubee, and I was like, thank you. And then when they cut in those bag of chips interviews, peppered gently peppered throughout, saying, she sent home Juju because she's competition.
Jimbo.
And I'm gonna get revenge for Jimbo. I was like, yes.
That was cute.
Oh. Yes, Bagga. New favorite, by the way. New favorite.
Yeah.
I just keep changing every week because my favorites get eliminated. I just keep changing.
You have no choice. You have no...
I gotta root for somebody.
somebody else.
This is gay sports.
Yeah. Find somebody to root for. Okay, well, let's see. We find out that the Maxi Challenge is Snatch Game, the family edition. We get to choose our families as queer people.
Oh, Christ.
Rue. I know, right? So one family is Michelle, one family is Katie. So they split up into groups. And who picked the groups? Pangina, right? Pangina won.
I think so.
Yes. Angina won the Maxi Challenge. So we have Michelle Visage's family is Blue, Hydrangea, Mo Hart, Janie J.K.
And Michelle. Comedy
Katie
queen
Price.
Michelle.
Yes. Katie Price, Pangina, Bagga, Jujubee. So that's 6. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the family. So everybody always gags over Snatch Game and so excited about it. And it's definitely without Jimbo there. Why bother? Just forget it. I'm like...
Yeah. Well, I would have loved to have seen whatever Jimbo did because Jimbo has that magic of he just sits there with that maniacal smile and I'm already entertained. So during an actual comedy challenge, I can only imagine it would be just great. Of course, that's not a tried and true rule. Sometimes funny people flop really hard in Snatch Game. There is no magic, recipe for this. Sorry,
right.
Sasha Bell.
Right, ring-a-ding-ding. Yeah, I think people sometimes try too hard and end up failing. Comedy queens, I don't know if they just feel the pressure. Lord Chidi bombed.com.
Did he?
She's supposed to be Yeah, she's supposed to be like a comedy person, totally. And did you know that Pangina's considered an insult comic back?
I did not. I was like, really?
I know. I guess I need to go back and watch Thailand. I need to watch it because I'm like, I just don't see that.
I don't either. And you know what? I do like Pangina. Well, I did. Also, I was going to comment, is she like, she's not American at all. Like, she's from fucking Thailand because she has almost no accent either. I'm fascinated by these foreigners with perfect English. Not that you have to. I just am fascinated by that. I think it's cool. I love accents too, obviously, but yeah, I didn't see insult comic. I think Bianca was somewhere laughing at that.
I know, right? Like, right, bitch. Then why weren't you funnier?
Hello! Like, I mean,
Hello.
What's her name? Bianca's voice is just so cutting. I mean, everything she says is like, you know, she's so aggressive. And Pangina's just a little bit of a softie, it seems, at times. So, despite her cutthroat Jimbo elimination.
Well, yeah, she told Ru's like, are you a funny person? She's like, well, I didn't think so until I made you laugh. But if she's an insult comic...
Where's your backbone?
What the fuck are you talking about then? You didn't think you were funny until Ru laughed, but now you do, but yet you're an insult comic. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Angina. I don't believe a goddamn word you say when you're like talking about, you know, sending home Jimbo, oh, it's not competition. I'm like, and then you say you're funny... insult comic, then you're not.
We would respect you so much more if you just said, yeah, Jimbo was competition for all of us, so you're welcome, everyone, that I sent her home. I would have been like, okay, still mad at you, but respect you.
Yeah, at least own up to it and quit trying to lie. We know better than that. Okay, so let's see. Maxi Challenge Snatch Game. So Ru, you know, goes around and talks to them, or actually they come to Ru. Used to go around. Now they all come to Ru to kiss her ring.
Right.
and she'll present kind of what they're talking about doing for the Snatch Game.
And have that denied, and then have Ru tell them what they should do.
Right, and sometimes they listen, sometimes they don't. One thing that was funny to me is when Blue Hydrangea was there in front of Ru, and Ru said, so you're really dirty. So what's that about? And then Blue Hydrangea launches into, as a child I was fat, and I'll...
she said chubby. First of all, she said chubby.
Chubby. Well, she spirals.
Yeah.
Disappoint my ancestors.
She's fractious.
In a past life. Like, she just, like, spirals out of control to where I'm like, Ru just asked you why you're a nasty bitch.
You can tell she's, like, one look from Ru away from just, like, totally fucking breaking down. I'm like, damn, girl, this was not a hard question.
Right.
It was meant to be funny, actually.
Well, actually, and then devastated. I know, like, I don't know.
She should have done that in Snatch Game. That would have been a fun twist. Breakdown crying, like literal crying, not ironically. Just like
literally weeping. Well, I mean, we get that, just not during the Snatch Game.
Poor Blue. Blue has such an innocent, sweet demeanor, right?
Well, sure. I mean, outwardly.
I mean, what I mean is she still has like hope in her eyes, like not dead inside like us, like just dead, you know, just like open to joy or something that I haven't seen in a very long time.
Oh, maybe she's kind of naive, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Plus that accent, she's just adorable. Was a chubby child. Okay, all right.
So we're learning who's going to do what, and they bring up, you know, with Ru, who they, like we just said, who they think they're going to be. Like, some of them had, like, Pangina said she was going to be Mariah Carey. Janie Jacquet said Tan Mom, which I'm like, does anybody know who that is anymore?
Oh,
like,
I do.
Well, I know you do, but it's not, like, a cultural moment anymore.
I think Tan Mom would have been a great choice. Yeah, you're right, but I think that might be why it would have worked. If she did it well, Tan Mom is so funny, and I think it could have worked. I think it definitely would have been better than James Charles. I was mad that Ru made her question herself. And by the way, when she's like, I was going to be James Charles, but I can't do the accent, so I'm just doing it right. I want to do James Charles, but there's a bit of controversy around him right now. And Ru's like, well, you know, the universe works when the Big Bang... No. Anyway, Ru goes into this long spiel about why you should just... If there's controversy, you just lean in. And I'm like, did somebody tell Ru that the controversy that Janie was referring to was that James Charles was allegedly an online predator? Don't use the P word. by the way. We can't use that on here. I'm like, did somebody clue Rue in that was the controversy? So maybe it wasn't a great idea to do James Charles allegedly Snapchatting underage fans.
All these people, like Rue and all the producers and everything, they know everything about all of this stuff.
Yeah.
They have to know. Like they are controlling the show, so they know everything. They know what's going to cause controversy. They make things happen, which we'll get to. Specifically to manipulate us and manipulate the contestants. You know, we'll get to that. So, Juju picked Cher. Okay, so we'll get to the actual performances.
Yeah, sure.
But I've always said that people should do a dumb Cher because remember, oh my God, what's her name? I already just blanked on her name.
I know you're talking about the Spanish queen.
Yeah, Theresa May. Rue told Theresa May to do Cher, and she didn't do it. And I'm like, that would have been so
It would have worked really well. But Jujubee,
we'll get to
Jujubee doing Cher. How did you think about the idea of that?
Okay, the idea.
The proposal.
Of Jujubee doing Cher?
Yeah,
the proposal.
We're still at the table with Rue. How do you think about the proposed idea of?
Well,
because I wasn't thinking it was going to be good.
No, I didn't either. I mean, anything Jujubee was going to do, I thought would fail.
That's such a fair point.
Yeah. Well, so Mo Hart. Let's move on to Mo Hart. So Mo Hart was going to do Gordon Ramsay. I'm like, where did that come from? I did not expect Mo Hart to say Gordon Ramsay. I'm like, I don't know.
That was such a weird choice. Yeah.
Yeah, and the BB Zahara Benet. Both odd choices.
BB could have been fun though, right? It could have been.
Sure.
I was loving
it right, but
Mo's outfit at the table. He's wearing all yellow with like these gold straps. I mean, a bedazzled hat and like a boa. I was like living for this workroom outfit. I think people sometimes get lazy in the workroom.
Yes, she got some great fashion. She knows how she needs to bring it to the table. I love the yellow too. I like everything that she's kind of.
I'm liking her more too. Not as annoyed with Mo as I thought I would be, to be fair.
Well, I just wish she would lighten up a little bit. She's taking this way too seriously. She's not laughing and having fun like, say, Jimbo did. But I wish she would just lighten up a little bit.
Well, I wish forget the cameras there a little bit. She's very performative in every single moment. Everything she does the voice and da-da-da. Rue says do Billy Porter, and I'm like, what? I'm going to say, they always say, what's funny about that? Now, to be fair, like that could be said about a lot of people that ended up doing really well, but I'm like, Monique basically is Billy Porter, so where's... I don't know. Yeah. I didn't understand. I hated the Gordon Ramsay idea, so I wasn't mad at Billy Porter, but I still didn't think that was the right thing.
No, it wasn't, and we'll talk about the actual thing. We're just talking about the presentation, but I still have more to say about that. So Blue did Mary Berry the last time and was like a nasty bitch, which was pretty funny when she did Mary Berry and was, Blue was talking blue, which I still don't understand what that. I mean, I get what it means, but I don't know where it comes from. But
blue comedy,
blue, yeah, blue comedy. Like, what does the blue stand
as
for?
As opposed to saying black comedy. Not like an obvious.
Like, okay,
campy,
so black comedy's like dark.
Yeah, like
blue.
Like I would say, like.
Is there more colors?
Like Sarah Silverman would be a blue comic.
Sure.
Something like that. I'm not exactly.
Well, Blue was going to do. Mike Myers is Austin Powers. Okay, so.
Hated it. The idea. I'm still talking about the idea. I hated it.
Yeah, no. Mike Myers. Austin
to do
Powers.
A guy. If somebody's doing a guy, it's got to be Kennedy. It's got to be. Woo! You know who I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, yeah. When. Kennedy Davenport was Little Richard. Yeah,
it's got to be a womanly like man or something. Yeah,
like a queer sensibility to it. Is that what you mean?
Love that queer sensibility.
Yes.
Where is that daytime soap opera?
I know. I'm gonna. Yeah. So I agree. It needs to have something like that. Like this on paper. We'll start with on paper is a bad idea.
Yeah.
I thought. So then Baga was going to do you notice when Baga Bag of Chips was going to do Kathy Bates from Misery. They never said the character's name. Annie Wilkes. They never say it.
No, I didn't notice that. Maybe I wonder why. I love that she said Mary J. Blige first. I thought that was actually hysterical.
Well, listen, Bag of Chips to me, like, I like her, but don't you think she's, like, holding back or something? I feel like she's not committing to this. Like, she's a little bit, you mentioned dead in the eyes. Like, I feel like she's a little bit dead in the eyes.
Yeah.
Like, she's not giving 100%. She's, like, restraining herself. Like, maybe she saw her season and was like, and I don't necessarily agree with this. I just wondered if she saw it and thought she was acting crazy or something and was like, and that's the thing about any kind of All-Stars. People do that. They totally, think, they try to get you to think a certain way about them because they really paid attention to the mistakes they made the first time. And then they get in their head and they suck. But I think Baga's kind of doing that. Like,
she's holding back. Not very excited to be on television, which is odd. But they keep showing, if you notice on WoW, that Frock Destroyer documentary preview before every episode, and it looks stupid. And she's in that, and she looks like she's having a great time. But here it's like going through the motions a little bit. But she's successful at she succeeds in a lot of ways. But yeah, it does seem like she's a little sedate or something. And a little dry. But her interview, I mean, like at the beginning of this episode, I can't believe they left all that in, by the way. The editors, congrats. You did a great job with the beginning of this, with the Jimbo thing saying she's competition. That's why she got to. I'm going to win the whole thing for Jimbo.
Right. They got some realness in there. It's not all a bunch of bullshit.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Okay, so let's talk about actual Snatch Game.
I don't want to.
So what did you think overall?
Okay. Well, I love that Katie Price is there. We love Katie Price.
Yes.
Her
the
and
nipples are the eyes of the face.
Right. I thought it would have been funny instead of Michelle to have who's your girl? Boulash.
Bimini Bon Boulash.
Bimini Bon Boulash. I can't believe. How do you forget that name? I just couldn't get it. I think they should have had Bimini as Katie Price on the other side.
Oh my God, that would have been great.
Because
they would have switched out in the middle.
Yes,
like you see Katie Price, the real one there, then suddenly it's Bimini, and suddenly it's Katie Price.
That would have been funny. See why all these? Because I don't think that Katie was given a lot of fun moments here, and she's so funny. So, and comedy gold, Michelle Visage, of course, is there.
Katie Price, and then that other Katie. What's her name?
Hopkins
on one side and then Katie Price on the other. Interesting. Just a thought. So I thought this was a little flaccid. I mean, there was some flaccid. I thought it was just a little bit. Like I didn't think that these are going to be performances that we're going to remember for the rest of our lives. Like there are some in the past that we do. Like, the original Snatch Game winner, Tatiana's Brittany, is pretty iconic.
Mm-hmm. Jinx.
Like, what are some other really iconic ones?
Jinx as Edie Beale.
Yes, I'll give that to Jinx. That was
Violet as Alyssa Edwards.
I think that's great too. Like that is a great one.
It's a good one.
Probably don't. Yeah, people don't exactly remember, but it's really good. There's so many good
in
ones.
Recent years, like last season. We were just talking about Gigi Good doing Sophia the Robot. I think that was a pretty damn brilliant one. Again, that's kind of Tan Mom territory where it's not even, you could just kind of do what you want with it.
Which I love that, and that's what you should do. I think Snatch Game is better when you actually have a character that maybe people don't know but you create one. You don't just imitate someone.
Like you know the 100%. Visual, but maybe you don't know the voice or something, or the personality.
Right, or like somebody like, I don't know, whenever Blue was Mary Berry, like she was Mary Berry, but Mary Berry would never say the things that Blue was saying, so it made it funny. Like, like you're still creating the character in your own. Like that's some of the problem with some of these. Let's just buzz through each one. So,
you know who else I was going to say quickly is Alaska's Snatch Games. I think she did two that were both. What was her first one?
She was Lady Bunny.
Funny as hell.
And then
Mae West.
She was Mae West, and both of them
Because Alaska's just
were
innately
really great.
funny. But yes, let's go through these people.
Yeah, let's go through. Okay, so where do you want to start?
Katie Price. Pricey.
Katie Price. Right, the pricey. Nobody messes with the pricey. What did she say?
Harvey.
My implants were held up in South Africa. I caught my horse. Cheating on me in the barn again. But I can't do. I can't
So
do Bimini Bambulash.
good.
Bimini Bambulash, so good.
My
If you're looking for bell ends, there's 6 of them over here. Whatever she says.
I watch Katie Price's YouTube channel, and it's just the weirdest shit. Like, she's always got a hot new boyfriend. She's got her special needs son, which she is so great with, Harvey. And, like, she like, and I'm not making fun of him, by the way, at all. Or even her. I think she's an amazing mother. But, like, she bought Harvey, like, this townhouse that for him to live in with, like, a helper. And, like, he just constantly is, like, punching in the walls and stuff. And she's just walking through, and she's like, yeah, Harvey got upset and busted through the wall, so we're having that repaired. It's just like her YouTube content is so eccentric. Her house is a fucking mess. Her actual house that she lives in is a disaster. She's like, oh yeah, I'm just picking through my old panties. It's just, I mean, it's bizarre. Look at it. Go look it up, guys, if you haven't seen it.
I love her.
Me too.
She
was great on Big Brother with Michelle.
With Michelle, and then the other Katie as well that we were talking about.
God, that was a good season. People, go back.
It was really good.
Go back and look at our old. We recapped that whole big Celebrity Big Brother. That was really fun.
It was really fun. Michelle was kind of just okay, but
Kitty Price walked in and Michelle was like, "Damn, I'm nobody."
I'm nobody, right? she should have just left there.
Dressed like a fairy princess. It was amazing. So Kathy Baga, is it Kathy Bates? She as Kathy Bates. She's
yes, Baga as Kathy Bates, which really is Annie Wilkes from Misery.
Only you would remember that. Oh, I loved it. I loved the zero smiling, no laughing, no fun, clearly strategic, just worshiping Rue, which how are you going to get eliminated when you do that? And just the look altogether, the minimal makeup and the wig was so great. I really liked it. Was it like laugh out loud funny? Not especially to me. I mean, Rue laughs enough for everybody. But I liked it.
Yeah, Rue definitely does laugh for everybody. Enough for everybody. I thought it was okay. Like, I still wanted more from Baga. I think enthusiasm is a really great word to say I would want from Baga. I just thought that she seemed a little bit like she had prepared statements.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of what she said she had prepared. Or maybe reading off of a card. Or written for her. Like, I felt like it was not effortless enough for me. Like, I wanted it to be...
I liked how she kept calling Rue just Paul. I thought that was funny.
That really, like, disturbed me a little bit.
Did it?
I don't know why. Yes, I didn't like it. Like, it was bothering me.
I love you, Paul. Like, what? I think I like the weird element of it because it's weird.
It was kind of weird.
We have scraps here, so I'm trying to find something good here, okay?
Well, the thing is we're the ones that we're gonna say we like is just the best out of the
worst.
bad.
Yeah, the best worst.
What it is. So who do we have next? Who's next?
Angina is Mariah Carey.
Okay, so Pangina is Mariah. I'm sorry, I don't care what anyone thinks. It was amazing.
Are you being serious?
Yes.
Me too. Yeah. Okay. I didn't know because we aren't on good terms with Pangina, but the look. This is the best Mariah impersonation I've ever seen.
Absolutely. Her look, her mannerisms. Maybe she didn't have the funny. Mariah doesn't have the funny.
Right.
So come on, So it was incredible. Like just her standing there with her head up and her big false eyelashes, like.
The fluttering of her eyelash, like this is a Mariah stan. You can tell because of the mannerism. Everything is so perfect. It was a little spooky, and just you would never think looking at Pangina out of drag that's going to make a good Mariah. You wouldn't. It was very surprising. The aesthetic perfection.
It was so good. Like these answers like. The focus to me on Snatch Game, yes, you have to be able to volley with Rue, and Rue gets off on that in some sick way. I'm just kidding. But you have to have funny answers. Like, I would focus on funny answers more than, bullshitting with Ru. I mean, that's important, but if you have dumbass answers, you're going to go nowhere. It's all...
Yeah, because if you write a funny answer in your card and Ru busts out laughing, that gives you a couple beats to be thinking of a follow-up thing to say to get Ru to laugh again.
Yes.
Whereas if you just put a stupid answer, Ru's like, okay, and you have nothing to work with.
And you have nothing. Like Janie J.K. and that whole more followers.
Where do we go with that? There's nowhere to go.
Nowhere. Plus, you have to just be stupid. Like we'll get to Janie J.K.
That's our
Who's
slogan.
Next on
be stupid.
Juju is on that side, right?
Jujubee is Cher.
What did you think?
Not even impressed with the wig or the before you could get it out of your mouth. I'm already bitching about it. I'm not even impressed with the costume or the hair is shitty, Party City. The licking the lips, none of it's funny. None of it's working. Not in an ironic way, not in a realism way. I just hate her on the show, not in real life.
Right, on the show, not in real life. But no, it wasn't very good. She could have done so much more and still been so stupid. Like she had, like Jujubee seems like she kind of has some maybe decent ideas. She just doesn't have good follow through.
That was very generous for Jay, y'all. That was very
Wasn't
generous.
it? Oh my god, I'm running for Pope. Yeah, I think she does. Like she could have taken that whole licking the lips thing. Like Ru was like, that was kind of funny, but she could have like went even further with that. Like I told you, like, which we talked about, I mean, with Cher, we're like, like that whole, like, we can probably bring back the Cherisms that were done to death back in the day because it's been a while.
Yeah.
For the whole thing.
Like the people that are watching now don't remember Chad Michaels, maybe.
Oh, maybe. Chad Michaels. Who all tried to do Cher? Chad
I
Michaels,
don't remember.
Delta Burke tried to do Cher. It was really bad.
I remember it being proposed a lot. Ru suggesting it to a lot of people, it feels like, and nobody ever took the bait, which was baffling.
And wasn't there a Rusical, a Cher Rusical?
I'm sure.
Cameron Michaels season, because Cameron Michaels won that challenge, I think.
Yeah, because they were doing the different decades of Cher, which was almost on par with the actual Cher musical.
Right. It was probably better.
Probably
actually.
better.
So yeah, she could have done more. I still think people should be like, hey, Ru, ho, I'm Cher, ho. Like after everything you say, ho, I'm going to do a good Cher. I've said this many times. My Cher is just not very good.
I think all Chers are pretty bad, except for you, Chad.
Right. Wagon wheel, Watusi, ho. Did that sound like Cher? No. I've been working on this for years.
Well, there's like real Cher, and then there's impersonator Cher,
Shangela. Right. Hit it. Oh, that was pretty good. And it would have been funny, like Ru said, do you know any of your other songs? And she goes, oh, Strong Enough. I mean, that's not the answer. It should be like, no. Or, like, I don't have any other songs. I just said, please. That was like her big
What songs?
She said anything funny, and she just didn't. God, Jujubee.
Just failing at every opportunity. Give me an
Failing.
opportunity
You're
to
just
fail.
like skin tag. I just want to rape off.
Burn her off the cast. Well, then we have the Visage Team. I do love I kind of like the set with everybody's name in glitter. That's pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty cute. Yeah, I didn't mind it. It's something. At least it's a twist on the Snatch Game, even though the regular Snatch Game's kind of better. But and did you notice that before we move on, before I forget, between Katie Price and the Michelle side, they each had plastic partitions between them.
I did,
but they didn't have them between the queens.
Well, the queens don't matter.
Just
their lives don't matter. Queens' lives don't matter.
No. Yeah, I noticed that. I'm like, that's interesting.
Nobody touched Michelle. She's very famous, very important to the success of this show.
Right. She's without her, who's going to kiss Ru's ass?
Right. There's a line around.
So we have Janie J.K. as James Charles. I still don't know who that is, but that's fine.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Should I know who that is?
Just an online annoying game makeup guru TikTok kid. He was the first boy to do like a cover girl. He was the first cover boy for CoverGirl when he was like 16.
Oh wait, I might know who that is. Yeah.
He has a really annoying voice. Yeah, he's awful. Awful.
Yes.
And the controversy, like I said, was that he was allegedly, get Glory on the line, sexting with minors.
Oh, and Rue's okay with that.
Rue loves it. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. I feel like the legal threats coming already. Allegedly. Okay.
Allegedly. So
he doesn't look like
James
James Charles.
No. Mm-hmm.
The look is wrong. The manner, everything is wrong. So sorry, Janie. I'm just calling you JJ because I cannot get down. Your name does not roll off the tongue at all.
It kind of reminded me of Ahura on UK season 2 when Ahura did. Oh God, I don't remember the name of the person that Ahura did, but it kind of just went along the lines of that for me. Like
James Charles is like Jeffree Star. You know Jeffree Star is like Jeffree Star's nemesis.
Oh really? I thought Jeffree Star has a lot of those.
A lot, but in more recent years, yeah.
I'm trying to think who Ahura was in this season so I could compare.
Oh,
I'm looking it up really fast.
Yeah,
she was like this, like, who did Ahura play? Louis Spence.
I don't know who that is.
That just reminded me of that performance. Okay, who's next?
Blue is Mike Myers.
Okay, so what did you think?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I thought the Dr. Evil was funnier. By the way, I've never seen Austin Powers. Why would I?
What?
I've never seen
never
it.
Have?
No.
Any Austin Powers movies?
No, but I obviously... Well, I remember that Beyonce was in one of them, and the song she put... Was it Work It Out was the song that was in the movie? And it was a terrible song. I may be wrong about which song it was. No, it didn't interest me at all. But I've seen enough clips and imitations to know all the reference here. So I did like the Dr. Evil part better.
The soundtrack to the second one I think is good. It's the one that has Beautiful Stranger with Madonna, and it has Mel B doing Word Up, which is so good.
Well, I love
and then
those,
it has
obviously.
Cheryl Crow doing Sweet Child of Mine. That's a good soundtrack.
Okay.
Oh, Lenny Kravitz doing American Woman, I think, is on that.
Oh, Lenny Kravitz, baby.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with
that
it.
video where he like rips his pants. It's not.
Oh,
even
of course
cute.
I have. Of course.
Not even
You
cute.
know me by now. If there's a celebrity penis being exposed, I'm there.
You're there. Not even cute. Okay, so my opinion of Blue Hydrangea. Okay, so maybe not a popular opinion, but I feel like anybody can do Austin Powers. We've been doing it for years since Austin Powers come out. Everybody's been saying, throw me a freaking bone here. $1 million. Everyone has been doing that since the beginning of time. It was not fresh. I don't care what they were saying, like, oh, he made it his own. No. That was the same thing that everybody has been doing since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
There was nothing new and fresh about that. It's just because it was better than everyone else, because everyone else sucked.
Because, yeah, the people surrounding it, everybody on Team Visage was basically flopping, especially Team Visage. But I think that Blue probably went with Jujubee to the Party City one night, and they got these costumes together.
Absolutely.
It was a BOGO.
The outfits that Blue were wearing look like they're like invalid aunt made.
Not an invalid.
Like,
just a dickie and a cheap jacket. Yeah, it's trash.
Total crap. Like, it's crap.
I feel bad for Michelle. Look, I have the picture pulled up for reference, and I feel bad for Michelle's team. It's really sucks.
They're sad. Okay, so Mo as Billy Porter.
Mo as Mo.
Mo was Mo. Yeah, not very committed. I didn't feel like Mo was that committed. Like, when answering the questions, okay, but not between. Like, it wasn't like Mo staying in character or anything. You know what I mean? Like, just very moments.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I only remember one thing she said, which was pose, pose, pose. And I'm like, okay, that's it. That's all you can do, really, is Billy. Who knows Billy Porter is known for his, like, androgynous runway looks. He's not... And yes, he has a great personality, and he's lovable, and he's on pose, and he's great at that. But I don't know. Not for me.
Maybe not as a Snatch Game character.
Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe better as a guest.
Yeah, I mean, there's great characters and you think might translate to Snatch Game, but then they just don't.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's not necessarily the person's fault. Well, I guess it always is their fault. But like you said, especially sometimes, that's why we always say if you're going on Drag Race, don't tell anybody you're good at anything. Don't say you're a dancer, a seamstress. Alyssa had it right. I'm not a seamstress, actress, dancer, comedian. Don't come on saying you're funny. Oh, yeah, I'm funny. I'm a comedy queen. I do comedy. This is what the famous "this is what I do" line.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
You are setting yourself up. Those editors love that shit. They love debunking your dreams.
They do, destroying you. Just building you up and then tearing you down.
Made in America, baby.
Made in America. Okay, so that's pretty much all I think about the Snatch Game that's worth discussing.
Me too. Thank you for saving me.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't anything gut-splittingly funny about it. It was just a bunch of just okay, and we picked the best out of the okay, who ended up winning. But let's talk about the runways.
Okay.
Shall we? So this theme was Luck Be a Lady, which is, I don't know, the category is, I think it was pretty decent category, yeah?
Oh, well, yeah, why not? If you're
Sure.
good, you can pretty much make any of these themes work. Even ...
That is true. Even ...
Like, wow, who came up with that one in the writer's room? What a genius.
No.
Like, Sharon, you're getting a bonus this week for that one.
Ugh.
Luck Be a Lady. Okay, perfect. For a Vegas theme for UK. Gotcha. I'm sure they have gambling over there somewhere. I don't know.
You know, I don't know. What is that rule? I never hear about people, like, gambling in the UK. Maybe it's, like, against the law.
They probably have better things going on. They don't have as much addiction, depression, and alcoholism as America.
Right, guns. There's no guns.
No
Well, there's
guns.
guns, but not guns. Yeah. All right, let's talk about the runway. So first to the stage, we have Blue Hydrangea. What did you think?
You know, I thought the color was too dark, so I couldn't really see the shape of the dress. And then when I took a closer look, I thought the shape was all wrong. It was all over the place. There was no focal point. The wig was too, like, stiff and glued in place. I didn't like this at all.
Well,
Did the color look dark on your TV? It looked dark, like a very dark
Yes.
green.
it does. And if you look at the picture, like, there are some details to this that you don't see from a distance. You have to zoom in to see, like that ruffle around the décolletage.
Yeah. Is
are
cards.
playing cards. But you can't see that from a
So they're
distance.
spray painted black, which makes zero sense.
You have to look really close to see a lot of the details. So yeah, I think she needed to lighten this shit up or something.
Yeah, I don't think this was flattering at all.
This is not a stage costume. It's like a, I don't know, party dress. I don't know what the fuck you want to call it, but it's definitely not for the stage. You can't see all the details that she put into it. And same with the wig. There's a lot of details you can't see from far away.
And I'm kind of confused as to who this person is. This a queen? Is this? It's not a Vegas showgirl, which would
Yeah,
be the
right.
obvious choice.
There's no story. It's not a story.
Not that we're that deep. Like we're not like everybody needs a backstory, but it's just looking at it, it's all over the place.
Well, it has to make sense to us,
Yeah.
and a story helps things make sense. If it doesn't,
It should be pretty clear though, just looking at it.
agree. All right, next we have Janie Jacquet. This is the right order. Janie Jacquet.
I think
What
this
did you
is.
think?
I think this is super cute. It's. I mean, it's a showgirl, you know, or a dealer at a. Is that roulette? I've never played. With a board on her back. I mean, it looks uncomfortable, but I mean, I think she hit all the right marks. Plus, I love the color pink. So cute, sparkly. Could have used more coins, maybe. Do you like it?
Well, I don't like the shoes.
You love going right for the shoe.
I don't like the shoes. I don't like the shoes.
All right.
They're all clear.
You don't
they're
like
like-
clear stripper lucite heels.
They don't even look like stripper shoes. They just look like plastic shoes.
Okay, well, let's say that both her legs are amputated. Do you like the rest of the outfit?
I love amputate. Oh, you mean there's like
I'm not talking about your porn, your browser history, and your Pornhub.
Well, this is what I think. I like the pink as well. I think the big roulette wheel should have had pink in it somewhere.
Touche,
It looks like
yeah.
it's
Pink
looks like
hearts.
it's like
Those hearts should have been pink.
she's standing in front of it, like it's not attached to her outfit.
Yeah.
It should have had some pink.
I kind of just hate big. I mean, I know she had to do this to meet the runway requirement, but I hate just big shit glued to people's back like this, you know?
Yes. Like it's like you take that away, and then what do you have? Like you don't have
Just like a
lady.
cute
You have like a
bar
pink
costume,
dress.
as Violet would say. It's a bar costume.
Yes.
Which is an
for
insult,
sure.
but, you know, to Violet, to us, I'm like, that's fine.
Right. Yeah. All right. Who do we have next?
Jujubee.
All right. So Jujubee, what did you think of this?
Dog shit.
What the fuck is this? Like whenever she comes out, they're talking about what this is. I don't even know what she's talking about. I had to look it up.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna tell you. Yeah, but she didn't do that on the. She didn't do the hand on the runway, so I didn't even know until later on. I was like, oh, it still sucks. It's just fucking ugly and cheap and stupid, and I hate it. It actually enrages me, and I'm angry, and I need to go on Talkspace, who one day will sponsor us. I can't say our coupon code because it's banned on YouTube.
I had to Google this. I think I looked like, because I did like a search to see what she wore, and it said like lucky solar cat or something.
It's the little
I'm
cat
like,
at the
what?
Chinese restaurant by the cash register.
I sent it to you, and I was like, I had no idea. Like, I don't know what this is, but I get it now. At first, I thought it was that cat that you like a cat that you like put the quarter down and it comes out of the box and grabs the corner and pulls in the coin. I'm like, is that what this is?
Oh, you're giving her
like
way too much credit. She ain't thinking about
I
that.
didn't know.
But it just looking at, I mean, the dress, okay, we get it. It's a gimmick. Fine, we got it. The dress in itself, so boring.
Well, why couldn't she at least allude to it being a cat? Like they said ears. She doesn't have to wear ears. I mean, ears would help, but somehow allude to this being a cat. Somehow in the makeup, somehow in the hair, something. This just looks like
make your whole face gold and keep doing the arm thing.
Face gold ears. Keep the hairs fine. I don't hate her hair. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
But the ears, do just something to tell us what this is. Like they always say, if you have to explain it, then there's a problem.
There you go. Ugly.
All right, so next we have Mo Hart.
Now this bitch got the memo. I love this. I know it's I criticized somebody else. I'm sure that it will be brought to my attention that I criticized somebody else for doing this kind of carnival thing. This festival, whatever it is. I don't know the holiday. But Rihanna does it like every year in Barbados or wherever she's from. And it's like very costumey, but I just couldn't help it. I thought this was really tasteful and pretty. It's big, it's obnoxious, but I love her paint glittery legs that go into the shoes. I love the light up. I think it's just enough. Do you like it?
Well, I think it's gorgeous, like totally beautiful with the lighting, with the lights and all of that. She looks like she should be standing outside like a hotel in Vegas. The only critique I have, which is actually kind of big, but so Mo Hart kind of does have a style of her own. Like she's done some things that are surprising, yet you know they're Mo Hart. Like when she did the whole
the eyeball
Butch Queen. What's that?
No, she did something with eyeball with a face on it. I think a lot of people do that, by the way.
Well, she did like that Butch Queen look. That queen where that challenge, the runway where she wore like all green and stuff, all reminded me like, oh, that's Mo Hart. This could really be anybody.
Touche.
It's like
I could.
The outfit's wearing her more than she's wearing the outfit.
I kind of agree with that. I still think it's really
it's
pretty
gorgeous.
though. I kind of just wish, God, if she could have. Don't you love the legs? First of all, love pink. Hello, I'm gay. Love pink, love glitter. And I just love the legs. If that could have been, of course, then if it would have been like a bodysuit, we'd have been like, let's just the bodysuit. You know, there's no winning. So pink and orange are pretty together. I like it.
No, it's beautiful. And I love the flamingos on there. They're cute. And like the whole thing is cute. So good for her.
They didn't even really need to turn off the lights to let us see that effect because you could kind of see it still under the lights, which is cool. It looked really, flashy, fun. Money spent.
Flash.
Thank you. Thank you for spending some money to come to Drag Race. Jujubee.
Ah, snap. Okay, next we have Bag of Chips. Looking all shamrock shake from McDonald's. That's a really great...
Ooh, that sounds good.
I'm a vegan. Yeah, those are some grandma-ass shoes.
You know what? I like Baga so much more in this episode. I'm just accepting she's not a fashion girl, okay? I'm not going to like her clothes. And I've made peace with it. That being said, in all fairness, because we're so harsh on like the others, this is not cute. It's ugly and stupid and simple.
Yeah, she looks like she should be like a waitress at a restaurant on St. Patrick's Day. Mm-hmm. That's what she would wear.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or even just like passing out flyers in the street. You know,
yeah, sure.
Do you ever notice St. Louis does St. Patrick? Are all cities like this where they really do St. Patrick? First of all, we're a French city, so make it make sense. St. Louis downtown, especially in like where am I thinking of? The Hill, yeah.
Yeah, the St. Patrick's Day.
A lot of St. Patrick's.
There's a lot of Irish people, I think, who live around there.
Yeah,
I think.
But whatever.
She could be in a parade. Yeah, you could wear this in a parade.
I love it.
I could see this in a St. Patty's Day parade.
Yeah, I actually hate a parade, but yeah, you're right. This is parade material, and that's not a compliment. So sorry, Baga. Love ya.
Oh, sorry.
Love your little
in the bag and see if the Halloween store will take it back.
Yeah, exactly. You ever notice like Baga? She's just got like that big face with all the filler in it. She's so cute, little chubby cheeks, and then just two little legs peeking out. Like she's just a big face and legs.
The giant head with legs.
Yeah.
Okay.
She could have her own Saturday morning cartoon, I think.
She could, and she could have dolls like made, like bag of chip dolls. Cute. She could have like dog toys that are shaped like bags of chips with her face on them.
Love
this
that.
week. I mean, sure, why not? All right, so next we have Pangina. What did you think?
Well, I noticed right away that Pangina is wearing this catsuit that we speculated, if you remember, on UK3, that Crystal Versace was wearing. It looks just like it. That we were speculating, is this a suit that you can just buy at like dragqueensupplies.com or something? This looks so much like it that I'm wondering, I can't believe I remember it. But then the whole thing is covered with a fake slot machine with like, of course, there's a little joke where the coins come out of her pussy, and that's fun. But I can't help but love, my favorite part of this is the irony of her wearing a hat that says winner.
I did catch that. I think that this all came from Party City. This is
Thailand.
A bodysuit with the front of a slot machine glued to it. That is what this shit is.
Is that what I'm looking at? Get out.
That is what you're looking at. And that hat looks like a centerpiece that you get from Party City.
It does, that Sophia would be stealing on the Golden Girls.
Like, you went into Party City, and you went to the
tablescape section.
The tablescape section for a poker night party, and you bought that.
Where's your hair?
Night, a casino night, and you bought that hat.
Why you bald? Yeah.
Speaking of that, the thing about Mo Hart's, you were talking about the back. Mm-hmm. Mo Hart, the back, you can see like all the mechanics and stuff. I thought that was there.
A big ass battery pack. It looked like a Ghostbusters backpack.
Cover that shit up. Yeah, it looks like she's a jetpack on. Cover that shit up.
Do you remember who the first person was to really do that on stage? Was Courtney Act with those angel wings?
Yes.
We've seen it now, girls. No more wings. Wings are canceled.
Who all did wings? Ketamine did wings. There's others that have done wings.
Everybody's done some form of a wing.
All right, so that's the runway. I do think we need to talk about one thing that's bugging the shit out of me, and I can't stop thinking about it. It's the most offensive thing of this entire episode, maybe this entire season, maybe this entire series.
Oh, I'm in
is
suspense.
What Michelle Visage was wearing this episode.
Oh, let
It's
me
been
look.
bugging the shit out of me. It's that green dress with like the puffy net-looking sleeves with the green glittery dots on it. Look it up.
Oh, I see. I'm looking. Okay, yeah. That's ugly.
It is terrible. Like, you see that collar? It looks like it's been pulled on to where it's like kind of wrinkly and almost wilty a little bit. Like,
Well-
she looks like, you know what she looks like? She looks like one of those dolls that you like go to, I don't know,
The doll.
a cruise ship port where you buy some crap for
Knickknacks.
your child, and you buy one of those little porcelain dolls in the little crammed in the little box that have these like stupid adult names like April or Elizabeth. And it looks like one of those dresses that those dolls wear. This is where my mind...
That is a
went when I
very
saw it.
specific reference that I don't quite get, but I'm on board with it being ugly. It is ugly. But I'll have to say, her hair has been looking so good lately.
She just needs a big floppy bow in her hair. She just looks like a ratty doll. I hate that outfit so much. That is some, like, Macy's clearance bullshit.
It'll make you want to hurt somebody or hurt
I
yourself.
hate it. I hate it.
You're allowed to hate it.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to validate you, though.
But I
I'm
hate
going to
it.
co-sign it. Burn it.
Burn it.
Okay. That
Okay,
ruined... So that... Wait a minute. That ruined the season. It was Michelle's outfits. I just remembered you said that.
I just hate it.
It ruined this
Like,
whole
come
season.
on. Who picked that? Like, I don't know. Maybe that's so dramatic, but I just hated it so
Fair.
much.
Hey, go off.
She looked like a
sis, no
cheap
problem.
porcelain doll. Sorry.
A Cheap Porcelain Doll, the new album by Michelle Visage.
So cheap porcelain doll. That's the name of her album. Oh my god. Or her new memoir. Cheap porcelain doll.
Dollar Tree can be found. Diva Rules can be found at your local Dollar Tree.
Yeah, you could find that doll in a dollar store too.
I bet they
sure.
printed 500 copies of that max, and
Diva-
490.
They weren't printed on demand.
490 ended up being discounted and sent to Big Lots because
Right.
I'll
We're
just
talking about Michelle's book, Diva Rules.
And I'll just repeat this. I've said it before, but for anyone new, I did buy the Audible. I had a free credit. Maybe I was drunk. I don't know what I was thinking. Thankfully, Audible has a refund anything policy because I swear, I kid you not, I play the file and the first thing I hear is, "Ha, you're listening to the Diva Rules with Michelle, read by Michelle." I hit stop. I said, "No, ma'am. No." My body rejected it. I returned it. I got my credit back, and I got a book about depression.
Right. You bought a self-help book instead, like a spending.
Sylvia Plath.
You bought a book on
The Bell
You
Jar.
bought a book on excessive shopping, like addiction.
Right, the 12-step book, because I was like, I've gone too far. Why did I ever think? I think it was after Big Brother, and I was kind of liking Michelle at that time. We haven't spoken since then, though.
Well, now you're basically the same person, so I'm.
Oh, my God, if you keep trying to make that happen. If one person in the
God.
comments says John is the Michelle Visage,
Right, and I'm the
I
I'll
just
take
asked
it.
for it. See there? See what I did there? I dare you to comment on this.
Okay, so we know that the top two queens are Blue Hydrangea and Bag of Chips,
Big.
right? And then everyone else is on the bottom because we're at that point in the competition. If you're not on the top, then you're on the bottom. What did you think of that little quote-unquote twist?
I think it's appropriate. It's time. It's time to start hurting feelings and cutting out the cancer.
Well, it certainly causes more drama, so we'll say good choice.
Good choice.
So then we go backstage, and everyone's, pleading their case to try to get to stay.
Which is
Knowing
so
what
fun.
Yeah, so fun. And knowing what happens at the end, watching Pangina talk to Blue, oh my god, it's like hurtful. Like, I'm hurt for her just because Blue's like, I just can't see myself picking you. There's her Dr. Evil, right?
How would you plead your case? I don't even know what just like, look at me. I don't know. I don't think I could do it.
I would be like, ask yourself this. Do you know where your family is right now?
That's perfect, actually, yeah. It'd have to be something threatening. I'll wire you $5,000.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you could say, but
So humiliating, and I love the rush of the power that the top queens feel. You know, I just love seeing what they do with it. Blue didn't really. I mean, I didn't think that Blue was going to rise to the occasion, but surprise, bitch.
she sure did. Okay, so let's cut to the lip sync. So we have Bag of Chips versus Blue Hydrangea. So Bag of Chips doing her like Blanche Devereaux and the rusty
Granny.
anchor looking
Her granny
outfit.
look.
Right? Like she's gonna climb on top of the piano and like swing the microphone around and about take everybody out.
I wanna
like,
be loved by you.
Right.
Such a
She
weird
sits on his
choice.
lap. Yeah, she sits on his lap and says, "Is that a gun in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?" And he like takes out a gun and lays it on the table.
Where are moments like that on today's sitcoms? Where are those moments? Can we not do gunplay in sitcoms anymore? Does it upset the
I know.
sponsors?
She sits on the other guy's lap, and that's what did she say? That's he just had a hip transplant or something replaced.
That was some smart fucking writing.
It's really good. So they lip synced to what song did they lip sync to?
I don't know. It was like Rise Up. It's like a generic club song. It was okay.
Oh, Alexandra Burke, Let It Go.
Oh, I know where I've heard her. Planet Fitness. Oops, did I just dox myself? They play her shit at Planet Fitness.
Really?
Yeah.
So she's like gym music.
Yeah, which
That's
is
how you
like the
describe
new
her sound.
elevator music. It's like payola. Like they pay to have their music videos shown at the gym. That's why you see. I saw Ava Max there too. So we have the
Right.
Planet Fitness quality guests and in music on Drag Race.
God, shut it down.
You can go untuck in the Planet Fitness interior illusion lounge.
Oh, and then they have Peloton set up.
You may go work out at the Peloton bar.
That's the challenge. Everybody.
Ginger Men just like.
Right. And the first to collapse is in the bottom two.
Ginger.
Okay, so Bag of Chips versus Blue. What did you think of the lip sync? Who do you think did the best?
I'm just gonna say Baga because I was just baffled by the look. So weird, and those tiny little legs running around with that big head. So weird. I can't understand. I can't imagine if I were a drag queen ever doing drag or lip syncing without hair to whip around. Like, you know what I mean? Like, wear a little wig like that. I want moving hair. I always say gay heaven is just flowing hair and fabric. Like, why wear? You really have to be committed to that short. That's like my grandma had a wig like that. Yes, I put it on.
It does look like a wig for someone who's trying to look like they're not wearing a wig. Like maybe they've had hair loss. Like one time, this person I worked with a long time ago, like I interacted with her quite a bit, and then one day I walked up to her desk to have her look at something, and I'm like talking to her. I'm like, "Oh, hi, how are you? Can you please?" And then I notice she's wearing a wig.
White woman?
Shh, it's a wig. Shh, it's a wig. But the thing is I went like, I'm like realizing it, and suddenly I started talking slower, like.
Oh my God.
I was so surprised that it was a wig. I was like, would you mind looking at this chart?
You're all okay. Well, I can beat that. I'll raise you a fake hair, a wig, and give you a fake arm of a coworker having a whole fake arm.
And you didn't know it?
Not at first, no. Until she plopped it down on the table and it was like, I didn't know. Not making fun of amputees, by the way. I'm not.
No, didn't one of those housewives have a fake leg and threw it at somebody?
Yes, Aviva Drescher, Fran Drescher's in-law. Yep. She threw that leg, and then Alaska did it at the reunion as a joke. See? It all comes back to Housewives.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So we find out that Blue Hydrangea wins. And why did Mo Hart say, "Who said white men can't jump?" Like really loud? Like what was that? Was that how many takes was that?
Let me tell you, if I was on this show, knowing that I was mic'd at all times, I would be doing shit like that all the time. I would be throwing out one-liners and making cracks at these bitches, knowing that the audio people are going to be hearing it and be able to isolate and pluck out my comments. I would be shading the fuck out of everybody at all times.
Like never shut up. Just
Never.
keep saying stuff.
Yeah.
Something's gonna stick. Something they're gonna use.
Uh-huh.
They'll get there.
But that was funny. So Blue, with great power comes great responsibility.
Great responsibility.
Well,
And so she whips out Pangina's lipstick. And Rue's fake.
somebody needs to do a supercut of all Rue's fake gasping and laughing.
Yeah.
We make it.
Right? Just do a whole thing. That would be awesome. We need to do that. That's awesome. So then, what did you think of what happens next with Pangina's?
Oh, you
breakdown?
mean the most dramatic exit ever. And part on her part, yes, and on the editor's part and producers, yes. And
Absolutely.
I mean, threw the popcorn, was popping, I was pouring a drink, I was laughing, throwing my head back, laughing like a
yeah.
supermodel on a boat with Leo DiCaprio, just like not a care in the world, loving it, loving the justice for Jimbo, loving the full circle moment, loving seeing her dreams crushed. Yes, Schadenfreude to the fullest. It really made me wet.
It was hilarious. Like if her sentiment was real, okay, I feel for her a little bit because okay, fine, you think you know,
Yeah.
fine, but it was hilarious. Like I was also laughing, cackling, head back, rolling, all of that stuff. Excuse me. Yeah,
Scaring the
I
neighbors.
thought it was hilarious. The thing is that everybody's like, oh my God, she just kept, she was so upset and the whole time she was crying. I'm like, yes, because the producers did not turn off.
They could have cut that shit off.
They could have cut it off, but they left it in on purpose. It's all to manipulate us. It happened the whole time. All backstage, when Rue comes back and Rue goes, ladies, let the music play. She still has her mic on weeping. This is all bullshit. Like, you think this is the first time this has happened? People crying like this? It's not.
Of course
They just don't
not.
leave the mics on the whole time.
Well, it's an editing choice and one that I totally loved. I mean,
Oh, for sure.
not that because and if you noticed, I sent you the clip. You know I love those Roscoe's shows. They showed the clip. It's so fun to see how the audience in a bar reacts differently than I react at home. Maybe you too. But when they were watching it at Roscoe's, everybody was like, I think that they were cheering. Like, go girl, like, yes, that's fucking, like, nobody was like, oh, it wasn't that. It was like celebratory, like, justice for Jimbo.
Yes, people were pissed. Like, I read a lot of stuff online about people saying, got what you deserve, bitch.
This is why the queens should not be, well, maybe this could be an argument for why the queens should be allowed to send each other home and why maybe they shouldn't, because I don't know. I still think the judges should do the judging, but you sent Jimbo home and everybody loved Jimbo and you lied about why you sent him home, so now nobody likes you and that's your fault.
This is just Rue's way of getting out of pissing people off by sending home their favorites.
It is.
That's why Rue fucking does it this way.
That's why he wiped his Twitter, allegedly, like a year ago, deleted everything, and was like, I'm taking a social media break. I'm like, relax. Just sit on your pile of money and who cares?
Yeah, I don't know why she's so worried about people not liking her now, because people don't. They just like the show, so they watch. They don't watch because of Rue. Who watches the show because of Rue? I mean, it's great she's there, and it's not the same without her, so I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, I can't wait to see what Rue says and does. No one says that. They want to see the queens.
I mean, Rue has a legacy and like a body of work that speaks for itself. So are there a lot of new RuPaul fans like, oh, I loved your last album? I don't think so. Everybody says that's a fan of Rue is like, oh, I loved Supermodel. You know?
Red Hot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing really current. Although the show is his, so respect and...
Sure, and Rue has to. I mean, Rue needs to be there. I don't. You know, the series that don't have Rue, we talk about this all the time. No one listened to Canada or watched Canada, but we talk about that all the time. That Rue is missing from that show, and the fear is, the fear of Rue keeps people in place in a way. And in like Canada, they don't have that fear, so people just do stupid shit like talk on the runway and like, like act weird. And like if Rue were here, none of these people would do this. But I mean, I just don't think people say, I can't wait to watch the show because Rue is so amazing.
Yeah, nobody.
He is, but nobody does that. So.
Especially out of drag, he's just annoying.
Yeah, he can be funny. Like when he takes the piss out of the show and of himself, he can be funny. Like when they said Cher and Rue's like, I do Cher every episode. Like, yeah.
We get glimpses.
Rue knows that a lot of Rue's act is Cher anymore.
Yeah, to be fair, we have been getting more glimpses of fun Rue lately, so credit where credit is due, but still. Now, Michelle, on the other hand, her and that green dress can go straight to hell.
That green dress! Ugh, I hated it. She looked like a cheap porcelain doll. Break.
Who does the song Rubber Doll? Rubber Doll.
Oh, Miss Fame.
Miss Fame. Rubber Doll.
That's a pretty good song.
It is good.
Yeah.
Michelle is contractually
one hit.
Yeah, Michelle's contractually forbidden from putting out music in America.
She must be.
I think so.
Unless she does it that Heartbreak in This City song that you love and I don't.
Okay, love is a strong word. I like something and Jay's like, you want to be Michelle Visage. You want to wear her skin mask. No, I don't.
You want to cut off her skin and wear it like in Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Trigger warning.
No. Trigger warning. I heard It Takes Two the other day. I went in some store and I heard It Takes Two. Where was it?
Kohl's? Marshalls.
Kohl's. Oh my God. You know I wouldn't go to Kohl's. Marshalls? No. Where was it? The other day I went and I'm like, It Takes Two. TJ Maxx.
Pay less.
I think it was 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven only in the hot dog rotation area.
The hot dog rotation had like a sound system built in, and it was playing It Takes Two. And it was buy one get one free. It Takes Two.
Wait a minute, we're taking that to Shark Tank. That's not a bad idea.
Oh my God, I was watching Shark Tank the other day, and somebody went on there and they were selling like pubic hair, like conditioner, like that was their product.
Ew.
And it was really loud, playing in a very inappropriate area, like for them to be talking about pubic hair. I'm like, oh my God, like somebody needs to turn this off.
Wow.
Oh my God. Now I'm off track, but.
How is this only episode 4? So yeah, are there going to be 8 of these or 10? We don't know. These queens are all coming back, so let's not be too happy that Pangina's gone because she will be back probably like next week.
I think so too. I mean, who are you rooting for? Who do you think should win now?
Well, now I'm on Baga's team. Now I've switched over to Bag. I've gone from Jimbo. I liked Pangina's talent, by the way. I really did like her, and she's cute. So all that, but once she voted Jimbo out, I was like, nope. And then I moved on to Baga, so now I'm on Baga. What about you?
Well, I don't think any of these queens deserve a crown.
Okay, I didn't know that was an option.
They don't even deserve a paper Burger King crown, let alone Queen of the UK versus the world crown.
This is shittier than an All-Star season. Way shittier.
This is really bad. Like, I get this whole, like, people are like, yeah, she just kicked off her biggest competition. Yes, well, you know what? That's bad for the viewer. That may be good for them, but that is not good for us. So I cannot support that. I'm sorry. Don't kick off the good people and make us watch fucking Jujubee take up all the time. So, listen, Jujubee is going to take up all the space that Pangina and Jimbo were leaving, probably, because she gets a lot of sound bites. She will take up the... So, anybody who is happy that either Pangina or Jimbo left, do you realize what you're talking about? You're allowing these bad people to take their place. That's like we talked about before, like some of these queens do these like roasts and stuff, remember this? And they take too long, and they like get chastised for taking too long, even though they were great.
Yeah.
And then the people who sucked stayed in time, so they got more, within their time, so they got more points. I'm like, sometimes I think the show wants to take away the talent. Like,
you think? Yeah, for
backwards.
sure.
It's like backwards.
It's upside down. Yeah, it doesn't make. Did you notice, just one last thing here? Did you notice when Jujubee was proposing doing Cher to Ru at the table, and Ru was like, "You're doing Liza right." "Oh, I tried that last week and it didn't work." And Ru's like, "Yeah, where's your talent? Where's the Jujubee that we know and love? Where the hell are you? Where have you been all these episodes? Like, what's going on?" Ru really was like, "What the fuck? Why are you doing such a shitty job?" And she didn't really have an answer.
And every time Ru asks Jujubee that, they should cut to Jimbo opening that box that says talent in it and nothing being inside.
Liz, can we get that clip in here? Can we get that Frankenstein together for this?
Where's Jujubee's talent? Box.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Wow.
My cook.
My coconut.
I just embraced coconuts, by the way, the song. I just downloaded it. I bought it. I embraced it. I added it to my Planet Fitness.
I sold that song for Kim Petras.
I
You're welcome.
Decided to like it, so I took the power away from you. Find something else to bother me.
Damn you. I will find something else. I will. And it'll be from the Austin Powers soundtrack. Just a torture.
As long as it's not Beyonce.
Beyonce.
We just lost 100 subscribers.
All right, I think we've talked enough about this show for today. We'll be back for episode 5. We'll see what happens. I saw the preview for next week, but I can't remember what it was.
I don't know. I don't remember either.
Challenge, design challenge. I guess we'll find out. It's going to be another week of being mediocre.
Another mediocre season. Okay, follow us on all social media at Dread Dungeon. Follow our Patreon, $3 a month for 4 minimum bonus episodes of us talking for 90 minutes, up to 90 minutes about sex, drugs, rock and roll,
and touching ourselves.
our life on the road. We have ASMR moaning sessions where we just join. The link's in the bio, boo.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Bye.
You asked for this shit if you're